right about right about now. We've started recording. Woohoo. I'm sure this will be edited out in the actual podcast form. So thanks for that, Nathan. But for you YouTube people that are checking it out, hello. Go ahead, podcast hosts. Pretend that you
Yeah,
just
I'm
pushed
Dean.
hold on,
I'm
hold
Dean
on.
Olin, and
Hold
welcome to
on.
Climbers for
Wait,
Christ.
wait, are you still talking to Eli?
This train wreck has already started. Yes, by all means, go ahead and pretend that we just started the podcast.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Hello, I'm Dean. Welcome to Climbers for Christ podcast. This
I'm
is Eric.
I'm Eric. Yeah, welcome to Climb Hard, Love Harder. Is this the first time that we've done a video watch it thingy?
Yeah. So we don't know what to do.
No, we don't know what to do. And also, I'm a little disconcerted that you're actually seeing our faces because normally it is our well-tuned voices that they're hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And now, this is going to put them off.
It's a bit awkward, but I'll get over it.
So what are we doing today?
Today we have Eli, the director of this CFC ship.
Yeah.
And Jenna, board member. First time I met her here today.
Yeah.
And they're going to be sharing with us about the new membership within CFC. That
I thought I was already a member.
Well,
what?
I don't know. We'll ask Eli.
Okay, what's going on with this? Say a little bit more.
Yeah, great setup there, Eric. You totally nailed the prep beta. Thank you. Yeah, we're here just to talk through what membership is and what it isn't, and give you a little bit of a preview of what's coming up. You've probably seen in messaging, or you will see messaging that gets you to this video and maybe to the podcast, that this is the refounding membership for Climbers for Christ. And I'll talk about kind of where it came from in a second, but the is and is not is really important. If you've been part of this community already, you're a member of this community already. Membership isn't this exclusive paywall that says you're no longer in unless you do this thing.
We're in.
Yeah, you're in. Unfortunately, even you guys are just automatically members of the community.
Just barely.
Yeah. We just put up with you and put you in charge of podcasts to keep you a little bit controlled. The idea behind the refounding membership is that we recognize that there's a community need, both for us as Climbers for Christ leadership and staff to resource the community, as well as the fact that we're an organization in the modern world that needs sustaining funds. And so it's this kind of two-way street we'll talk through a little bit more. But the idea here is not to put up roadblocks to being a part of the community. It's to actually resource the community more. And we recognize that this actually in 17 days is our official 35th anniversary.
Whoa.
So we've been around for a minute and done a lot of work in the last couple of years, sort of re-envisioning who we are and what we do. Not to change it. In a lot of ways, it's taken us back to our roots as a gospel-centered ministry that's focused on reaching the climbing community and actually resourcing folks and empowering and equipping them to live in their context for Jesus. So our mission is to live the love of Jesus in the climbing community. And we've done that really well for years through events and stuff, but there's plenty of other ways to do it. And we want to emphasize and highlight those. And membership is designed to give us kind of collectively as a community the resources we need to do that. So that's a funneling in of membership funds that then funnels immediately back out into tools that allow you to live the love of Jesus in the climbing community, to start chapters and have content to see what it means to follow Jesus if you're interested in that for the first time, or to kind of reinvest in that with the lens of what it means for the climbing community. So that's basically what this membership thing is.
Nice.
But I want to talk through a tiny bit. One of the reasons I really like it in the discussions we've had, and a shout out to a few of you who for years have been like, hey, we should do a membership thing. Hey, we should do a membership thing.
Yeah.
I won't name you all, but there's a lot of folks who have put a lot of energy into this, and then Jenna has helped really spearhead.
So are there different tiers to the membership, or how does it all work?
Yeah, let's go ahead and switch over to that. So Jenna, tell us a little bit about what the structural side of this thing is. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube, link in the show notes probably. We'll also be screen sharing, so you can see where to find this on the website and some of the perks. So anyway, Jenna, take it away.
Yeah, for sure. So we do have three different tiers that we designed just for y'all. And I'll walk through each tier and then the benefits for each tier. So yeah, Eli's screen sharing here. And what we started with was this level called Engage. And what you'll get is this annual sticker featuring artwork by Savannah. And I know Eli is going to preview that artwork here in a little bit and kind of give you the messaging behind it starting. Never mind. There's a little sneak peek. There is an awesome story behind the artwork this year that we'll talk about too. But yeah, past that, you get on this awesome email list that will keep you all updated on our events and ways that you can help us out and help out your local communities. We also have a prayer card. So this great printable version of a prayer resource, awesome for the fridge, awesome to hand out. And then 20% off the CFC merch store. So yeah, that one is $50 annually or $5 monthly. They're all either annual or monthly, whatever works best for you. Um,
And you get a
and then
little bit of a
invest.
discount if you
Yeah,
go all in annually. So
right. Yep. And then that next tier is going to be invest. And so everything I just mentioned, plus we start getting into those printable resources. So we have two resources there. One is a devotional and it's called Grip Strength. It has 21 entries that kind of compare elements of climbing to elements of your faith. So really cool devotional. You can go through that every day. And then the other resource is a Gym to Crag Basics. And if you're just starting to climb outside, you don't understand the ethics, you don't want to look like a noob, that kind of thing, like this is a great little pamphlet to read through that walks you through that. Again, both those resources are great for you or to hand out. It's kind of a theme here. If you want to encourage others in their walks, it's very shareable. That one, $100 annually or $10 monthly. So that brings us to our last level called Lead. Again, everything I mentioned before, plus the annual shirt, which is the pinnacle of all swag, especially for climbers.
Oh,
And
yes.
there's Eli showing off the art. Yeah, we are also going to make sure that this is the best material shirt for you to send all your projects in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there's the back. It's got that artwork on it. Free founding
That's
member.
beautiful. So what's the re? Why the we? Why the re?
Why the re?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of reasons for it. I think one is because we've had this kind of community of membership in the past. We've had people who have considered themselves members that are members. And so it's this thought that we're kind of reformalizing that into this new version where we're creating better resources for individual walks as well as community walks. Um,
So then
yeah,
I would be a re member.
yeah. And I think the other side of it, that's oh gosh, you guys.
rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah, yeah. Re-Dean, re-Eric, re-Jenna,
Remember.
Reunite.
I remember
Um,
you.
And repurpose.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
It's all good. Yeah, Jenna, I think nailed it. I think the other thing that's really interesting to me, just in the conversations that have led us to membership, recognizing that as a as a ministry, Solid Rock, Climbers for Christ, or Solid Rock, like lots of folks in the community have been doing this for a long time. There was a similar like donor member kind of program of sorts back in the day, and that was the like keeping the doors open, I think is what they called it a lot. It was like $30 a year,
Mm-hmm.
just straight donation.
Right on.
And so it's kind of a re-envisioning of that. And the other part of it is that we're recognizing that climbing has changed so much in 35 years. And so if we don't re-examine who we are as a community and as a ministry, then we might be kind of missing the mark on reaching the climbing community really effectively.
I like that.
And then it's also, and this is thoughts prompted by a conversation I had this morning. Shout out to Ross Newby. That a lot of it is just revisiting the things that we've already done and the things that we've already been, the resources that we already have. And so one of the things that'll come out of this, and one of the big questions that comes out of membership a lot is like, what are the funds actually used for? And I want to plug, there's a frequently asked questions page, and you can check out the membership page, or it'll be in the drop down menu at the top of our website, climbersforchrist.org, and then there'll be membership, and then there'll be like the membership sign up page, or you can click on the membership FAQ, and that'll address a lot of these questions that come up. But I think for this part of it, just recognizing that we want to resource folks and that there's a ton of stuff that we've already developed that Calvin Landers developed for years that just is like sat in archives, and it takes a lot of work to go through those and find those documents and format them for printing or publication or whatever. Membership funds will help sustain the organization, bring on staff or even like project staff that can dig into those things and make them publicly available.
Right on.
The other part of this, and Jenna pointed at it with the resources, all of the resources we're providing, like the artwork and the Jim DeCraig and the devotional and anything else that comes out in future years as part of this perk, it will be publicly available. It is right now. If you go to climbersforchrist.org/resources or the resources menu at the top, you can download the Jim DeCraig, and we have a Spanish version as well that should be up there. And if it's not, then podcast response will tell me that's not public yet.
I have I have the copies, the hard copies that you gave me, and I'm going to be taking them down in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, sweet.
For a look-see.
So there's the e-copies that are available of all of these things because we want anybody to have access. This is not like a pay to play or pay to glean the benefits. Like, this is the gospel. It is free to us. Everything related to it is open source and free to y'all. The reason that we are psyched to provide the hard copy is because, like Jenna said, like, it's for you, or it's for you to share with someone, or to help guide you on your journey, or allow someone else you to guide somebody else on their journey to become a better climber or to look more like Jesus. And so we'll do that each year. We'll give you resources that come out in print. We're also working on making these things available for just like general purchase, so that if you're like, oh, I want like 5 more copies of Jim DeCraig, then we'll basically do it for cost, like cost plus shipping, and it's yours. Or maybe the board will tell me we should do it cost plus 10 cents. So it's a little more sustainable or whatever. But this stuff will be available to you, and that's the goal and the heart behind it, is to make things accessible and usable for.
Hey, where's my? I've actually brought the ice tool, so we can. Oh wait, there he is.
Oh,
you went.
Right.
You froze.
You froze, and we thought it was a result of too much bouldering.
Classic. I don't know where I froze, and my computer says your internet connection is
You were sharing about the fact that it's open source, and you can buy hard copies for extra at cost and shipping.
Eventually, yes. Not yet. Don't want me to do that.
So I'm pretty stoked about the 20%. I like to see discounts.
I love discounts. You know, when I saw
because he always takes so much money to hang out with, like.
It's true.
You know, I have to pay him to belay me. It's pay to belay. So
it's not pay to play, it's pay to belay.
Yeah. So like, what's in the CFC store? What might I find in there?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, well, you know, we can just go back to the old screen share.
I almost wore a CFC hat, and then I realized I had a BD hat on.
Well, we'll allow it. Yeah, our store, if you're on video, you're checking this out. If you're not, you can go to climbersforchrist.org, and then there's the merch thing. That'll take you. We partnered with this organization called Crag Life, who what they do is fulfill merchandise and swag kind of stuff for other organizations. So the organizations are freed up to do the mission work they care about, and we're still able to get rad swag into your hands. So there's all kinds of good stuff. We may drop some of the designs from membership out here eventually, but for now, to get the shirt, you gotta do the membership thing. There is a little bit of a pay to play to start out here,
and that's okay. For that part, I was super stoked to see that with the what's the top tier, Jenna?
Oh, the lead. Mm-hmm,
yeah, I was stoked to see with the lead that we get a shirt.
Yeah,
what I need.
You need a shirt. Put a shirt on.
No, I really was super stoked. I was like, yes.
That's cool. Yeah, and I don't think I showed, for those of you in the visual format here, but the front of the shirt has this hold on. This little tagline, born in Yosemite, reaching the world. And as I noted, we're coming up on 35 years. We were born out of the Yosemite climbing community.
Yeah.
With some folks who had a vision to reach climbers for Christ, hence the name.
I love that.
To found themselves on solid rock and reach climbers for Christ. So that refounding is just taking us back to where we came from as a climbing community, but it's also recognizing that our heart is for the global climbing community, and so our vision has always been on some form to provide the opportunity for every climber to experience and follow Jesus. And membership is just one of the ways it's going to help kind of catapult that effort forward as a community. And the artwork, shout out Savannah Kurtz, who's one of our community representative of the bouldering crowd, the up and coming, living the dirtbag life, stoked on climbing in Jesus. This design, I pinged her to kind of play with this idea of the Yosemite view. And when she sent this over, I was like, that's a reason for membership. We don't even know what membership's going to be yet, but I'm saying
yeah, no kidding.
So it's a view of our past and a view of our future.
I'm super stoked on the membership piece because it's sometimes it feels a little disconnected to just donate money to something without, I don't know, it's knowing that it's like a little bit of something that I'm receiving or a response that I'm receiving in reply to donating. But it's a huge response because I'm not only getting the document resources, the hard copy resources, the Jim DeCraig thing, huge. Anybody who's been climbing for any amount of time, who sees Gumby's out doing just crazy things. As you know, I took some folks out the other day, and I was just like, Dean, I have so much better respect for you when he goes guiding with newbies, because it's like herding cats. And so getting those types of resources out, as well as the swag, the discount on the swag, but also that's like all icing on the cake, knowing that I'm contributing to something that is at the core of who I am. And one might think that that's climbing, but climbing is like on top of it. Climbing is secondary to that. The core of who I am is a follower of Jesus. And knowing that when I am contributing these resources to CFC, I'm really feeding that thing that feeds me, being a follower of Jesus. And it's also like a climbing thing. It's like both. It's wonderful. Anyway, I don't know. What about you? Any thoughts on the membership thing?
I think it's cool. Like you were saying, just getting a t-shirt, receiving something, it's kind of cool because you're reminded that, hey, I'm part of a larger cause. It's not always just about me, even though
climbing can do that.
Yeah. So it's cool when you receive, whatever it is, t-shirt, coffee mug, hat. That's cool.
Yes. Agreed.
Memory hook. I need those.
It is a good memory hook.
Remembering.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's why we did it.
Remember. Jenna hasn't hardly said much of anything. What else do you got, Jenna? Come on.
No, y'all really just take the show away. It's been fun to watch. I can hit on like more logistics too for the program and just like really clarify that stuff. So both the monthly and the annual, different price brackets for each one. And we did set it up so that it auto renews every month and then also every year. We did that so you don't have to remember and we don't have to remember. So we're all good here. And then Eli kind of talked about how we're going to redo benefits every year. So new artwork, that kind of stuff. That basically would change late fall, early winter. So what you're getting is for the rest of this year into 25, and then late next year we'll kind of revamp everything to get ready for 2026 is the plan now. Yeah.
Yep. And if you're a design type person, you've got a fresh idea, throw it our way. Membership.
Yeah. That's a good word. Shout out to graphic designers that have great ideas and love Jesus.
And the same is true with the resource side. We've got an idea for next year, and I just want to plug this real quick. We've got so many good folks that make this thing run, and some of them are here, and many of them aren't. But we've been working on the kind of discipling resources or disciple making resources, recognizing that like if we're going to be a ministry, we should, be a ministry. We're not a replacement for your local church, but we are part of the global church. And so just figuring out like what it looks like in the climbing context. What can we provide you that gives some framing and understanding and uses that like climbing terminology that's native to us as climbers, to encounter faith and have conversations with folks, because
No, I like that.
it's a common language among climbers when we talk about the approach or the beta or whatever else. And so Joel, who's on our board and works full time in wilderness ministry, he and I and some others have been kicking around what we release for next year. That's really centered on like that roadmap to what is Climbers for Christ ministry. We may release it totally independent of membership, or you might get the like extra fancy hard copy as part of membership. We'll kind of see how that goes over the next year, but we're motivated to get it out sooner than later so you can start using it later. And membership funds help drive that kind of activity, because then we can outsource some of the administrative stuff that I have to do because we're small. Like I'd love to hire a bookkeeper, and then I don't think about it anymore. It's done, and I can focus on ministry material creation on our site. And the same is true with a bunch of other small tasks that volunteers hold, or I kind of oversee, or Wilson's taken on some. Shout out to Wilson. You can always support him too.
Because Climbers for Christ, I mean, we're not trying to we're not trying to get gigantic, take over the world. Maybe.
No, that's Jesus's work. We're just joining him in it.
Yeah, but it would be great to expand what currently is happening, right? And you can't, it takes resources to do so. Human resources, financial resources, time resources, and
and a podcast.
And
a podcast. We need better hosts. I mean, better what? Just kidding. Dean and Eric and I are good buddies, so this is a happy razzing, not actually pointed. I do want to plug one of the things that'll come through membership, and then we'll figure out getting it out to the rest of y'all as well. Kind of an interest form. Our database is old. It's got like 3 different databases that funneled into it that then 6 years ago when we lost Calvin, things have just kind of been crammed in there to hold them, but there hasn't been a lot of management. And so it's mostly been like a passive tool to keep you connected and send newsletters a little bit here and there. But we want to find out what people are up to and what they're interested in now. And so for many of you, it's just like, oh, I'm already in, but yeah, this is what I'm up to. For some of you, it's a new connection. You're more recent to the crowd, and we don't know where you're from or what you're up to or what you're involved in or what you want to be involved in. And it doesn't mean that you'll fill out that form and then next week we'll be like, hey, here's your opportunity. It'll help guide what opportunities are in front of us, and it'll help guide where we need resources. And it may show us, oh, we need like additional kind of regional staff in a particular area, or we've got a bunch of people with the skill set we're looking for that can volunteer. Let's get the team that can do that. So I'm excited about that, just because it helps clarify that you don't have to be a chapter leader to be involved. You don't have to be on the board or podcast host to be involved. There's a bazillion ways. Yeah, we kind of know, and we want to share those, but we also want to learn from y'all, like what opportunities are out there, and how we can connect and resource you in the relational side and the structural side and the even the like financial side when we look at development and event and outreach stuff. Like there's lots brewing. So fill out those forms, watch your follow-up emails, mark us not spam, and move us to your main tab if you're a Gmail user, so we don't get lost in promotions and updates.
Yes.
That's my tech plug. That's all I know.
Right on. Jenna, is there anything that we've missed or need to go back over or not sure of with the refounding and membership and all the bits and pieces?
I think, well, we didn't really talk about the launch date. So if we want to talk about that, that's coming up fast. Well, today is the 12th. So this will probably be out by the time you hear it, but we will launch this Saturday, which is really exciting. Been testing all week and pulling all the pieces together. So we go live Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah. And we're pumped. And Eli and I and a bunch of folks have been working on this for a long time now. I joined the board almost a year ago, and it feels like since then we've been working on it. So long time coming. And yeah, just since I joined the board, I've heard of quite a few folks just wanting kind of a consistent outreach model and resources. And this feels like the best way right now we can deliver on that and also fuel it for longevity's sake to keep it going. So I'm ready for Saturday.
So Saturday, when I wake up, I probably should not say to my wife, happy refounding day. It's my 33rd anniversary on Saturday. So I should probably say happy anniversary. not happy refounding to start the day.
Happy refounding, sweetheart.
Sandra, of all people, would be able to deal with that kind of shenanigans.
That'll probably be your last anniversary.
She's dealt with much more.
Yeah, she's
That's
dealt with
hilarious.
30-something of them, so she knows. Just like we've dealt with 30-something anniversaries, and we're still figuring it out. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
one last
I love
plug. We'll announce this as part of the actual launch, but if you sign up in the first week, we'll call it a week. I'm committing to it. If you sign up in the first week, we'll randomly draw some folks to win.
Oh.
Via podcast,
What?
but some custom etched mugs
What?
with that refounding language and design. Savannah
I want to refound right now, then.
We have like 10 or 12 of them to give away.
If I get multiple memberships in,
No, you
if
can
I
buy for
purchase
all of your family.
memberships,
And if you
will I
put
get
the
like
same address, then you can steal it from your own family.
more, do I get more names in the pot?
The other thing, nobody knows about this except me. So surprise to the people on the podcast as well, including Jenna, who's been involved in every other part of membership. I also have a pair of Rocky Talkies.
What?
Arguably one of, and they're not sponsoring this, but they could. Rocky Talkies, give me a call.
Yeah, they could.
I use
Yeah,
station 133 on my radio usually, so just call me on that. But these are like the best for all outdoor activities, and we have a pair that didn't get given away at an event that ended up not happening, and so I've got a pair for y'all. So if you sign up in the first week, there's like 10 or 12 of those mugs. We'll randomly draw. Those will get sent out probably with your other fulfillment, and then the highlight, a pair of Rocky Talkies. You don't have to listen to the podcast. We'll announce it elsewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just a little like bonus.
I love that.
Sign up in.
So good. Cool. Yeah. Well, anything else, Jenna?
I think that wraps it up for me. So I'll be watching for everyone as y'all turn into members, refounding members.
Yeah.
Thanks ahead of time.
As you turn into sustaining, refounding other terminology members because you're already a member in this community.
Right on.
We're here to make it confusing.
Anything else we've missed, Eli?
No. I'm just so grateful for the folks who have continued to sustain the ministry that came long before any of us were involved and will continue hopefully long after we are. And this to me is a move towards stewardship, not a move towards like more money to do more of the things, but to really recognize. And part of this process, and maybe talk about it in another podcast, was really coming to realize, like, if we do this because it's a fundraiser, we're doing it for the wrong reason. If we do it because it's a way to resource our community, that they can live out the mission of Jesus in the climate, that's it. And all of us buy in on that.
I agree. This whole thing feels really like shifting, and change can be really challenging, especially in ministry organizations and parachurch organizations. And this feels super organic to me. This just feels supernatural. Supernatural, but also very natural. Super supernatural. It just feels really natural, like it's a next step. It doesn't feel, it just feels good.
It does.
Well, what else have we missed, Dean?
I think we've covered the bases.
We're trying to keep this podcast short, so
that
we might succeed.
Let's wrap it up.
That was a minute ago. Jenna's like, I need my 5th cup of coffee.
There.
I say we wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thanks for joining us, Eli and Jenna, here at the Climb Hard, Love Harder podcast. First video cast. What did they even call that? I don't know. There's a word for it, but that's what we got. We'll check in with you next time. Love you guys. Love you, everybody that's listening and seeing. And we'll catch you on the other side.
Sweet. ClimbersForChrist.org/membership.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.